Jimmy Sports Lounge. Come on down tonight. Come on. Come on down to Jimmy Sports Lounge. Everything gonna be alright. Come on down to Jimmy Sports Lounge. Come on down today. Come on down to Jimmy Sports Lounge. It's a great place to stay.
Welcome to the Cave Crew Radio pre-show. We are about to go live on cavecrewradio.com, YouTube and Facebook. Please share the show and remember to like, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss a thing. And please leave us your comments too. Get ready. It's going to be another big show with all the latest hot topics, pop culture and weird news. Ladies and gentlemen, and I use that term loosely, here are your hosts, DK and the Big B.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. DK and Big B here with you on the pre-show.
Hi there.
Great show I had for you, ladies and gentlemen, as we cruise into our Christmas break. Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah, it's a kind of a new one, eh?
I don't think I've heard that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird for me because usually I work a little bit on Christmas Eve and then it kicks off Christmas Day and Boxing Day, which we get here in Canada. Having Christmas Day or Christmas Eve off, I'm definitely afraid my wife's going to send me on errands. And it's minus 23 in your Fahrenheit terms.
Minus 23 Fahrenheit?
Yeah, we're like in a blizzard warning, winter storm warning. And I'll tell you, we probably got about 2 to 3 inches of snow, which is not a lot.
Right.
But it's like powder. And the wind is like, I don't know, let's do it in miles per hour for you guys, probably like 60, 70 miles per hour. So there's blowing, it's whiteouts.
Oh,
It started as rain last night.
Mm.
And yesterday it was like 50 and rain and kind of miserable. And then bang, it froze. And then it started to snow. And then the wind started to blow. And so my plan, yes, I got 3 days off and I'm planning not on going anywhere. If my life depends on it. I got beer, I got booze, I got food, I got presents. At least I hope I'm getting presents. I think I've been a good boy.
Now, do you guys celebrate Christmas Eve or Christmas Day as far as presents go and all that stuff?
We do it on Christmas Day still, which is really weird because I think my kid woke up at like 5 p.m. today. So I told him, I said, like, this ain't going to fly. Like, you're going to miss dinner and presents. So we may have to change that in the future, but we still do Christmas Day. How about you?
Yeah, no, we do Christmas Day. So it worked out well because my wife's family always did Christmas Eve. And then my family always did Christmas Day. So it always worked out well because we would do Christmas Eve with her family and have a little dinner and whatever. And then Christmas Day with my family. So we kind of do both.
I do have questions about Christmas, but I want to leave it because I know we're hinging on your epicenter. So,
oh yeah, we can discuss on the epicenter.
Yeah, because I still have some questions from the Big B Christmas years past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I got really no visiting to do until New Year's. I'm not really close with my family, but my sister, the one sister we're close with, and we'll see her again on New Year's, and we invite her different places, and she's invited us down to Florida in March with her cousin, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
Her 2 sons, one lives in town here, but we hardly ever see him. And her son from Calgary, which is like probably Montana for you, were down, and we took them out to dinner last night and got that out of the way. So I'm ready, like, for pajamas, fireplace, pot of coffee's already ready. May have a shot of something in it. Who knows? It's the holidays.
Now you said your wife, because you're off tomorrow, which is Christmas Eve, that your wife may send you on some errands. How, like, I know what it's like here in New York. How is it is it ridiculously crazy trying to get to a store on Christmas Eve? Because here, like half the population waits till Christmas Eve to shop, so you can't go anywhere.
Yes. Now Amazon has been a big savior, right?
Mm.
I think for a lot of people, and but traditionally, and this is why, like, oh, I'll work till close. Everybody else go home. I need tape, or I need more wrapping paper, or I forgot to pick up spinach for the spinach dip, the main ingredient in fucking spinach dip, or just I don't think we have enough booze here. We might get company. Go to the liquor store, and that's a nightmare.
Right.
Shopping on my end is done. Like I'm ready. I've learned my lesson from my younger years. But
we went. I was off today, and so was my wife, and we were out. Not shopping. All the Christmas shopping is done. We went to Target just to get a couple of like little food items.
Yeah.
And the shelf, like we walked through the toy store just to see maybe a little mini something for the stocking or something for the kids. The shelves are empty.
Yeah, I heard that. Now, see, I haven't been in a store for a while yet, but do you also find everyone is, we're supposed to be cheery, loving, forgiving, for a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
I find people in the parking lot are like they're driving NASCAR. People in the stores are miserable and rude.
That's because like as I saw today in Target, we're 2 days before Christmas. The lines are ridiculously long. And again, this is where it starts. People wait till the last minute. And for whatever reason, they think they're the only ones that wait till the last minute and they'll be in and out of the store. Except when 500 other people who think the same thing show up at the exact same time and want the one item that they only have 3 of.
Right. You're looking for the most popular item of all, whatever it may be. I have no idea anymore, but
right.
Yeah, I get it. I've been there.
Right. Yeah. It's, I try as much. And I even told my wife today, I said, let's go early because it's still a Friday and people are still working. Let's go to Target early because again, we're 2 days away from Christmas. That place is going to be mobbed. And even still on a early Friday afternoon when people were still working, that place was packed.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
And you weren't in the blizzard I was in. I'm looking around. I'm like, I got to get to work, right? I got to heat people's homes and make sure businesses are staying open with their propane. Why are you out in this fucking storm of the century?
Well, we didn't have snow here.
You may.
We're not. I've looked at it rained and all that passed. So now it's just wind.
So maybe you'll get your turn later. I'm sure you'll get it. You always do.
I'm at some point this winter, of course, we're going to get some form of snow, but not, it poured today. Like it was in the 50s and then now it's like 12.
But here's the weirdest thing about this storm is normally where I am, like, I kind of curl. I'm like this lost place in Ontario. It hits everyone else and misses us. This thing was coming not from the north, but from the south. So it must have like swooped down from the Arctic and done this big nasty U-turn.
Right.
And anyway.
Yeah, as far as like upstate New York, they're getting hit with snow, and we got rain, and that's gone now, and it's just cold.
Yeah, Buffalo's canceling hockey games again, and that poor city. They should have insurance on all their tickets.
Yeah, anyway, Detroit canceled their game.
What's that?
Detroit canceled their game too.
Well, that was in Ottawa, which is even up north of me. That's up by Jason Scott and all those guys.
Oh, was that in Ottawa? I thought it was in Detroit. Okay. Either way, that game's canceled too because of the storm.
Did they cancel the Winnipeg one?
No, Winnipeg is playing.
Oh, so Winnipeg, Detroit, I think tonight. Anyway. All right. Here we go. I got to turn on Pulse Talk Radio over there in England so everyone can hear us over there. All right, Pulse Talk, you always got to bear with me because I turn you on first. and then I hit our thing, and then away we go.
Our show is now streaming on the Backstage Radio Network.
Our show is now available on News Force Radio in Ohio and Essential Radio in England.
Cave Crew Radio is now streaming on Alternative Twist Radio and Pulse Talk Radio and at cavecrewradio.com.
Air traffic control, bring in New York. Roger that. Bring in Canada. 10-4. Gentlemen, we have liftoff.
This is Radio.
There was a time when the world turned their back on men. Men with a dream and savage yearning within them. Legions compelled by passion that knows no boundary. A consuming flame that defies plausible explanation. Battling the forces of domestication, they find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of the men.
I say this with all due respect.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Tonight's broadcast of the Masculine Feminist has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gotta go to a place like a shot and a beer, steak, man. Saying we can stop, get pancakes, and then we'll get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on a hot day?
Mr. Clavin, what else are you gonna do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball! It's a power play goal!
This is Cave Crew Radio.
Indeedy do. It is Cave Crew Radio, ladies and gentlemen. My name is DK. I'm live from my cave in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. We are broadcasting live over on Pulse Talk Radio, on YouTube, on Facebook, and of course on cavecrewradio.com. We are available on all the affiliates that you heard at the beginning, and of course wherever podcasts can be found. It's going to be a great show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We got a double feature of Mike Jolitz. We got some Florida stuff. Some of it is Christmas. We got some great news stories. Big B's Epicenter, a major announcement to make. Yada. The perfect storm is coming together this year, ladies and gentlemen, because it's really hard. You know, we're family guys as well. And when we're able to do this show tonight on December 23rd, and then we're able to come back next week and do an end of the year show without interfering, with Big B watching his Twilight Zone and me taking naps on the couch. So get ready. 2 shows to go. Major announcements both weeks. So exciting to end 2022, which has not been a boring year in itself. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I digress. It is time now to move into...
And now, he is the king of the sovereign county of Urian Stench and Stenchlandia, the commander-in-chief of the Water Gypsies, the self-proclaimed president of the United States, a university graduate, and always the epicenter of something. Ladies and gentlemen, His Royal Highness, Big B.
Yes, live from Queens, New York, I am King B, King of Stenchlandia and the Water Gypsies, your president-elect of the United States of America, and as always, the epicenter of something. This week, I am the epicenter of all things Christmas preparation.
Oh, It's the most wonderful time of the year.
So
Is it? I don't know. You're going to tell us.
Well, so we've had the presents all prepared and wrapped and all of that. Now we're talking about the dinners. So I have to prepare, and I didn't realize that we were going to be sub-zero degrees outside. So I am preparing to be grilling and smoking this weekend when it's 10 degrees.
Right. This is not May, June, or July.
No.
Or Labor Day.
No, this is, and I've done this in the past, and December, Christmas, if it's in the 30s or 40s, no big deal. It's going to be literally 10 degrees tomorrow.
Could you not get the flamethrower out and like thaw things out?
Well, things are thawed. It's a matter of keeping the heat. So what we had planned was we're doing a brunch with my wife's family. I'm going to make special eggs on my newly purchased griddle attachment for my smoker with homemade hash browns, not hash browns, home fries, a ham, and other little brunch things. All that's being done on my griddle outside.
You call it other little brunch things.
Well, like cookies and stuff I'm not making. We bought like a cookie tray and some foods.
I always have to start early.
Yes.
I don't know how much.
Hold while he writes the things down. So there'll be other things, but after that, I then have to switch out the griddle and the attachments for the griddle, put my regular smoker back together, and smoke 2 racks of ribs for later on in the evening that I give to a couple of people that I know.
Oh, so these are gifts.
These are gifts.
Fresh gifts.
Fresh gifts. So not only am I doing the eggs and home fries and all this on the griddle outside, then I have to switch everything and smoke ribs for 4 hours. And then on Christmas Day, I will be outside again smoking our prime rib roast for the family meal.
Very nice. So no turkey at your house this year.
No turkey. I have a whole turkey in my freezer over here. We're doing turkey for New Year's.
Oh, see, we're doing the turkey on Christmas and a whole ham on the bone on New Year's Day. Because you all know, I told you last week, I'll be home by 8:00 on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Best plan ever. But, and so, like I said, when we're planning this, we didn't realize it was like 55 degrees today. It is now 12 from what I last saw. So we didn't plan on this. So me and my wife have been debating how we're going to do this, and we're going to run in and out of the house to try to keep warm as we're doing this. And we got to try to make sure the heat stays in the grills. We obviously got to keep the lids closed, but that's hard to do when you're doing griddle food, like eggs and stuff. So I'm saying, I said, will the griddle, it's a big griddle, will it fit on top of the stove and all 4 burners? We can run them in the house, maybe. I don't know. So we still have things to figure out in the morning.
All right. I trust you, though. You always figure things out. Now, I held off this question on the pre-show because I'm very curious of this, because there was the Christmas. I can't remember which one it was because you and I have been hanging out for so long now.
Yeah.
But I do remember during the wife's family get-together, you were making the quail and you were keeping extra quail for yourself.
I think
and you were, isn't that the small bird you were cooking? The French hen, the quail, whatever it was.
Yeah, it's not a quail. It's a whatever. I forget what it's called, but yes,
like a French hen,
something like that.
It was a very small bird.
Yes,
which might have 2 mouthfuls of meat in it, and you were only allowing each guest 1 small piece of rib and 1 piece of the French hen. Let's call it the partridge in a pear tree, for the spirit of the year.
Right.
Are you limiting portions of the brunch again?
Well, I'm making.
You only get 2 eggs. Like, I'm not making 10 dozen.
Well, no, it's going to be scrambled eggs. So I'm making a giant thing of I'm using 16 eggs.
Okay.
to
Now,
make
how many
scrambled eggs.
people? So 16 eggs. Because
Uh,
if the wife and I eat, because the kid don't eat a lot of eggs, the wife and I will put 6 eggs for the 2 of us if we're making scrambled eggs.
we got 6 or 7 people.
That's okay. So let's do the math, ladies and gentlemen. That's less than 3. So that's 2. That's a very small. You know, you can almost put in one of those little things that you make souffle in of scrambled egg.
But again, we're having home fries. Doing a big
what
thing
if I
of home
really
fries.
like scrambled egg and I don't want a lot of home fries and I don't dip cookies in my egg?
Well, cookies are for afterwards. And we're also doing a ham. So it's a smaller, like a quarter pit ham.
Yeah.
That we're doing as well. So we're gonna have ham. We're gonna have scrambled eggs. We're gonna have home fries, fruits, and a couple other things.
I just always find it's like a cafeteria or a prison meal when they come over, and then it's like, all right, let's get the 14-pound prime rib, mashed potatoes, Yorkshire pudding, and everything else out for us.
Of course, I gotta pay for all this shit. Ain't nobody paying for it but me.
So no one brings like a dish? Like, shouldn't the guests be bringing the cookies?
They don't bring nothing. I pay for it and I make it. You get what I give you and like it. That's why I save the good shit for us on Christmas Day.
Right. You put those quails or whatever the fuck those miniature midget chickens were, and you keep a few in the freezer for a night you don't feel like ordering out or cooking, and you and Mrs. B can enjoy a quail. Yeah.
But yeah, if I have to pay for everything and I have to make everything and I have to host everybody, it's an assembly line. Here, take your shit and go. Take your shit and go. Come on, I have other things I got to do.
It's almost like the block party. So has anyone ever complained? I mean, because you're spending all this. I know the time and I know the effort that you put into this. I don't want to say I do it myself because the wife really helps me. She preps the stuff for my stuffing and she makes the sides and helps me with the mashed potatoes and makes the biscuits and all. You know, it's a true team effort, but I really take pride in the turkey and the stuffing and some other thing.
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone ever said, "Oh, it's just, it's a little dry," or "Oh, there's not much portion," or they don't have the gall to do that? Do they?
Oh, ain't nobody saying nothing because they know they ain't bring nothing. They're just there taking my shit.
Yeah, beans don't burn on the griddle.
You goddamn right.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we got some more here. Even though the epicenter is over. Last week, if you were with us, I don't know if you were able to join us, but we had a couple of stories. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not sure how we got on the calendar, but we were talking about advent calendars and stuff like this. And Big B said he had a very special calendar and he was going to present it this week. Did you bring it?
I do. I have.
Right,
so we'll do the calendar first.
I'll have to bring this up to you on main screen here so everyone can see it. So this is a very unique Christmas calendar.
So I actually got this for my birthday. My wife got this for me for my birthday. Before we get into that.
Oh, okay. Well, you're on big screen already.
I'm on big screen anyway. So
let's hold up on the 2 little presentations you have. Oh, look at this. This is our drink of the week from Mrs. B. She's put a lot of effort into this and she's handed you a note. This has more than eggnog and brown syrup in it, I'm sure.
So yes, this is called the North Pole.
Oh, nice.
It has vodka, Kahlua, chocolate syrup, vanilla extract, a little bit of molasses, and whole milk, and was it? Oh, whipped cream. Yes, whipped cream with and a red sugar on the rim.
That is a masterpiece.
So that's what this is. This is called the North Pole.
No straw this week.
That's right. I don't have a straw. No straw. No straw. I have to drink it.
And as we ask each and every week, you can taste it while I'm talking. As we ask each and every week, is there more in the blender for you to enjoy throughout the show?
This is it, right? That's all you meant. Yeah, this is all she made this week.
Well, it's a rush. There's a lot going on at Christmas. You can
Yeah. So this is 2 drinks worth. I think it's supposed to be a little mini drink. This is 2 drinks worth. And I will say one thing. And we tested this out before, just to see because we weren't sure. This smells horrible.
Okay.
Because of the molasses smells terrible.
Right.
So when I smelled this, I looked at it before I even tasted it earlier. It smelled like almost like, because I said there's whole milk in it. It almost smells like the milk went sour. Like a sour milk taste. So
molasses is an acquired taste. It's
yeah. So my wife did, and we discussed this a couple of weeks ago, like, oh, this tastes bad. Here, try this. So she went over and tried the milk, and she's like, no, the milk's fine. And then we realized it was the molasses that made this smell terribly, but it tastes good. So you got to get past the smell. Like, don't inhale as you're drinking it, basically.
Right. So this would be a good time for you to have your long COVID symptoms, in which you can smell.
Unfortunately, that's gone. I can smell now.
You can smell again, so you're back to back to 100%. But yeah, just because, hey, you know what? When we cook fish, right? When you fry fish and stuff, it kind of stinks, but it tastes really good when it's all said and done. Hey, how do you like this camera angle I arranged today? I think it's pretty cool. So I got you like showing all this stuff, but I'm not like completely out of it. I'm like, I'm like, Ed the Sock or something in the background here.
It's like the old, like in the 90s when you got a brand new TV and it had picture in picture.
Yeah, picture in picture.
Oh, look, it's picture in picture.
Yeah, like you're the Giants game and I'm the Jets game. And you just want to see if a good play happens or something. I get it. I know where you're coming from.
So that's the drink.
Mike Jolitz, who's in chat. Whoever else is in chat, please say hi. We'd love to hear from you. Big D at the epicenter. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. 2 segments from Mike Jolitz coming up.
I can't wait. So anyway, we were before the drink, we were getting on to. So I got this for my birthday. It's a special calendar. My wife got it for me for my birthday. And it was kind of like a funny thing, but it has to do with a movie that we all watch,
right?
And we don't know whether it's a Christmas movie or not.
But
Spoiler
it's still
alert:
a fun movie.
It's not a Christmas movie. I don't care what anybody says.
It's still a fun movie, though.
So this
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. So this is
what the fuck?
This is Nakatomi Plaza, and that is Hans Gruber.
This is not what I expected. Yeah, okay. I got you. It's like a fridge magnet.
Oh no, it's made of wood. It's not a magnet. It's a stand thing. So,
shout out to Choo Choo Stew, by the way.
I love that picture. Clockwork Orange. Oh no, that's not Clockwork Orange. That's Breaking Bad. Yeah. Anyway, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. I agree, Mike. So if you remember the scene when Hans Gruber gets thrown out the window, this is his look on his face as he's falling to his death. Gotcha. So as we do, we count down from 25 days to Christmas all the way down, and he falls a little bit every day. We are now down to 2 days until Christmas. Tomorrow he will fall to 1, and then he gets removed.
This is wonderful.
We can pull him out, and there's
ladies and gentlemen. If you he's removable.
He is removed. So when Christmas is done, he lies dead on the ground.
Excellent. This is much better than Elf on a Shelf.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Much better than Elf on a Shelf.
So my younger son was very excited. Every day he would say, "We have to change Hans Gruber." So
that's
that
a
was
big word for him to say.
Well, as he hears it like every day, so now he can say it.
He knows who Hans Gruber is. He knows Hans Gruber better than Santa Claus, ladies and gentlemen.
Hans Gruber falls a little bit every day.
So, and that is wonderful. I absolutely love this. So last week there was a story. I think it was one of the TikTok stories, but anyway, I honest to God just thought that Nutcracker was a ballet and a legend and a children's toy back in centuries ago. Big B thought I was foolish and should have known this, and says he in fact knows this tradition and also has one to show us. I will also say, talking to Choo Choo Stu in chat after he watched the show, that he also has them and they use them on Christmas Day. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. That was one thing that was kept from me all these years. But you are going to demonstrate.
Unfortunately, I can't. I don't have nuts. I kind of forgot. Okay. But I can show you.
So you've been castrated? Is that what you're telling us?
Yes.
You no longer have nuts.
I no longer have nuts.
Okay.
So this is a nutcracker. It has a lever back here that you lift up.
Oh boy.
And then its mouth opens and you see that little divot right there. That's where the nut goes. And well, actually,
I must have one of these.
That's how you crack nuts.
I just thought it was a toy or something that you placed on a shelf.
No, this is what's called a nutcracker.
And is this the only one you have, or do you have many of them?
No, we have a few. My little one likes playing with them. So we have a couple that he can play with. This is one of them that he can play with, and if it breaks, it breaks. We don't care. We have a couple others that are like 4 Christmas decorations that he's not allowed to touch. Nicer looking ones. Like this one's kind of beat up because my son plays with it. So that's why I brought it down here for demonstration, because if anything happens to it, if it falls, whatever, it doesn't matter. But yes,
I wonder if in the as you can hold that up still, perhaps open it. If in the alternate lifestyle community, the LGBTQ, whatever they call themselves, if that is also used as a penis pincher pleasure toy.
A penis pincher pleasure toy. Hold while I write things down.
I don't know if it's good for a write down, but I'm just thinking I can see them, sticking their things in there.
Their things.
Yeah, whatever. I don't want to get too dirty. It's there might be children awake still at this portion of the show.
Penis pincher pleasure toy.
It's a tongue twister, ladies and gentlemen.
If that's not too long, that should automatically be the name of the show.
No, there's still a lot of show to go. We haven't heard Mike Jolich yet. We haven't done. There you go. The penis pincher pleasure toy, ladies and gentlemen. It will for sure make it on TikTok, and we'll get banned for, violating their terms or something.
I'm sure. So, ladies and gentlemen, and all the retards that were today years old when they found out this was a nutcracker, crack nuts. You fucking retards. This is what it is. And this
He's
is the
calling
lever.
me retard again, folks. But you know what? We have these metal ones. I don't know if you've ever seen them. They're like nunchucks. And they're these metal ones. You put the walnut or whatever you're having in there, and you break it.
I know my grandmother had those. I know all about those. I used to love when I go over to my grandmother's house when I was a kid. Around the holidays, she'd have the little walnuts out, and I'd sit there and crack them walnuts, and that was a lot of fun. But that's also what this does.
But that looks like more fun.
I'm sure it is.
That does, whichever way I'm going. Anyway, listen, let's jump over to the first Mike Jolich segment, because then we'll jump into some of our stuff, because we are blessed with a double feature. And also, after Mike Jolich, I'll jump to a major announcement for next week. And then we'll get into the news. And something tells me, Florida's always at the end. It always loses out, but we always get to it at some point. But there's a couple or at least one story in there we got to get to, because it's Christmas shit.
We have to get to the Christmas stories, because it is Christmas Eve.
It is. Now, ladies and gentlemen, one of our regular contributors, and I still don't understand why that one comes blurry. I got to go back to the drawing board and work on this, but it doesn't matter. It's not what you see. It's what you hear. Ladies and gentlemen.
And now, Cave Crew Radio presents Mike Reads the News with Mike Jolitz.
Hello, Cave Crew Radio. How are you guys doing? I am doing fantastic. It is Friday, December the 23rd. Merry Christmas to all the listeners and to everybody on the affiliates you guys are part of.
Sweet.
Alrighty, guys. It is now time for Mike Reads the News. Sharon Osbourne was rushed to the hospital while on set of an unnamed show. Apparently, her brain can't handle doing thinking for Ozzy as well. Betty White's house was demolished in Brentwood. Big D was out front and dropped Silent but Deadly. Down it went. A local vegan eatery in Phoenix is this close to closing its doors forever. The beloved restaurant is almost done, even after numerous changes. Guess they're not that beloved. Aaron Judge's 60-second home run ball sold at auction for $1.5 million. Unfortunately, that's after the guy who caught it turned down $3 million. Oops. Amber Heard settled her defamation case against Johnny Depp. She admits nothing but settled for a sweet $1 million. I thought she was broke. Oxford's word of the year for 2022 is goblin mode. I don't even know what that is. I also heard that cockgoblin was a close second. Well, guys, sad to say, but the Weavers are back in town. They didn't move or something. House didn't sell. I don't know what happened, but the Weavers are back. And finally, in the news, guys, it is winter time. Yeah, hello to winter. Hello to shorts only after 2 o'clock in the afternoon for me. Sorry. Alrighty, guys, let us for the news. It is now time for the tidbits. They're not headlines. They're just little tiny pieces of shit. Yeah. Congrats to Krista Molman on being the first human to watch 1 million hours on Pornhub. Wow. Psychoiz just informed me he just pinched a loaf. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Never was. Pittsburgh Steelers great Franco Harris died. He was 72. Didn't know this. Pornhub videos have sound. Who knew? Mountain Dew is bringing back its pitch black flavor. Only for a limited time, though. And finally, in the tidbits, thank you, Sir Big B, for the Christmas card. Very unexpected, but appreciated. Thank you very much. Alrighty, guys, that does it for the news. It does it for the tidbits. Gonna step away for a little bit. Let DK and Sir Big B handle duties for a while. I'll be back later on with the Twitter shits.
Hot topics, weird news, shock talk radio, cavecrewradio.com.
And I also got my my Christmas card. Thank you very much. Must be thinking of the bills coming in January.
I like the new sound effects in between stories and tidbits.
See, I'm so I admire so much how he has those songs, and he is so close to the he won't reveal who's singing the songs. I can't get somebody to sing us a song or two, and I'd like to hear more of who the Weavers are.
Oh, the Weavers.
This could be, something that could carry on maybe in the future.
This could be like who's the couple at the allotment?
Oh, Dave and Wendy.
Dave and Wendy. We could have the Weavers.
Yeah.
In Surprise, Arizona.
Yeah. This week with the Weavers, but I don't want to put them to another segment because we're already stretching them now. We got Twitter shit, so I don't want to push my luck.
Although
one more show in the year right next week. So
although this week with the Weavers is sounds wonderful, doesn't it?
Yeah, or in audio drama, which we could help with. We could certainly help do this week with the Weavers in the form of an audio drama.
I think we definitely need Weaver's backstory.
Yes, well, we need to know more. Like they left the neighborhood and then they didn't leave the neighborhood, and is there some kind of a feud going on? Like we need the juicy details, basically. And then if you don't give them to us, if you don't know us by now, Mike Jolitz, we'll make the story up ourselves. And it's usually not pretty. So give us the details on the Weavers. Ladies and gentlemen, before we go to our first official segment of the show, I just want to bring this to your attention. Next week, you might want to join us. We do have a special end of the year show.
Another year has passed. Tonight we honor the best of the best, as chosen by you, the listeners. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Cave Crew Radio 2022 Awards.
Yeah, so join us next week, ladies and gentlemen. We have voting up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You go, you vote for these various other segments. We've got another special award that we want to announce. And then, you know, we're trying to stay festive, but the ink starts to run dry after as long as we have been doing this. So we will also have a maybe not so festive announcement on the show. You're going to have to wait and see until next week. But next week is going to be festive. Next week is going to be great. We can't promise you 23, but we can promise you a kaboom end to 22, ladies and gentlemen. So please join us and vote. Your vote counts. There's like 4 or 5 categories. I can't remember. Show of the year, segment of the year, show name of the year,
guest of
the year. Yeah. So like, yeah, if you've listened a lot or you have favorite shows or favorite things we do or did, I should say, because it's last year or will be last year by the time we get to next week. Unfortunately, nothing tonight will be included because we had to prepare for it. So we might, you know, if it ever happened again, we could carry it into next year's awards if there's something that's really cool that you like we're doing tonight. Anyway, that's next week. We got too much to get to this week. So, yeah, it's not New Year's Eve. It's Friday's the 30th. So, you know, in preparation for your party, come on down, hang out with us, and we're going to have some fun. We always try to have fun anyway.
It will be New Year's Eve.
Yeah, this Eve. It's funny because I have this saying at work, right? Like, I talk to me, it's almost Friday. Well, what do you mean? It is Friday. No, it's not Friday until I fucking set the alarm and lock the damn door. You call it whatever the hell you want.
That's why I never understood people that would say, oh, thank God it's Friday, right? Why?
Well,
we still have to work.
Choo Choo Stew has voted, so it might be, you know, every category might be Choo Choo Stew.
Oh, well, we'll have to see.
I don't know how many he's nominated in, but yeah, no, thank you for voting because we have our favorites too, right? But Big B and I did vote, but we're one vote each. And if you guys sway a different way, it talks to us. It's like the Nelson ratings, right? It's
the Nelson ratings.
Well, you know what I mean. It's like
not the Nielsen ratings.
Nielsen ratings, whatever. In Canada, we call them Nelson.
For those Simpsons fans out there, Nelson, the bully, it's the Nelson ratings.
Yeah.
When he goes, ha ha.
It's your chance to speak, I guess is what I'm saying. Anyway, let's carry on. Time is moving quick, and we've got a lot to get to tonight. Where am I here? Here we go.
Now, it's time for the news with our senior correspondent, the Big B.
Yeah, our first story is kind of like more Halloween.
It is more Halloween-ish.
Yeah.
But we will get to Christmas eventually.
Oh, we got some good Christmas ones, ladies and gentlemen. These are going to make your family gatherings seem like normal.
First story of the night comes from the New York Post. The headline reads, singer who married, air quotes, a ghost claims he ruined their honeymoon.
Okay, wait a minute. This deserves. Or maybe it deserves. I don't know which one fits better. But anyway, you got both.
Can you believe it? Ha, ha, ha. British singer Brocarde said Wednesday that her Victorian ghost husband, Eduardo, ruined their honeymoon by allegedly drinking too much in Wales and making her pay for everything.
Of course he was Welsh, right? Right? Choo Choo Stew is a Welshman.
The singer...
Where do you find an Eduardo in Wales? Would that not be more like Portugal or Belgium or Spain?
Well, funny you ask.
Got the answer. I apologize. I'm jumping the gun.
The singer met her spectral husband one night when he appeared in her bedroom, and they had been seeing each other ever since. The couple hit a rough patch after Eduardo allegedly ghosted her, for disclosing their relationship to the public. I wrote the song to win Eduardo back after he ghosted me for publicly disclosing our romance. I wanted to express the passion that I feel within my soul ever since meeting Eduardo. It was so special to walk down the aisle towards Eduardo with the song playing that I wrote for him. I will never forget the smile on his face.
Now, am I missing something in the picture? Because I see a priest and I see her. I do not see Eduardo. Does anyone have the vision to see him there?
Maybe Choo Choo Stew can funnel whatever that person's name was.
Yeah. It's been so long. I forgot his name.
I forget.
Shame on me. It'll come to me.
God damn it.
I know I'm thinking too.
Stupid ads pop up. According to Brocarde, the wedding was open to both the dead and the living, saw a star-studded crowd such as Elvis, Marilyn Monroe, and even King Henry VIII. Monroe,
he's had 7 of them before.
Look out!
And everyone was an Henry.
Monroe, in particular, caused a stir at the reception.
Oh, geez.
Eduardo just couldn't resist winding me up and made an inappropriate comment about her looking hot.
Ooh.
I was like, wow, really?
Did JFK show up? Was there a fight?
If JFK showed up, was his head whole?
Oh, God. It's Christmas time, for gosh sakes.
The comment completely ruined my evening. Their marriage still didn't quite solidify on their honeymoon either.
Oh, they didn't do the hokey pokey.
Well, according to the singer, what was supposed to be a relaxing trip with her new boo was anything but that. Brocarde said that she ended up covered in sand and an ice cream cone being shoved in her face when Eduardo tried to get feisty with her.
That's kinky.
Just picture her on the beach shoving ice cream into her own face and covering herself with sand.
And blaming it on Eduardo. I wonder if Eduardo might find a place in the Weaver story, the audio drama.
Maybe Eduardo and the Weavers can get together somehow.
Yeah, like kind of, like a Beetlejuice kind of thing. Maybe that's why they originally were trying to move, was because of Eduardo.
Oh, maybe.
Like, thinks it was him, but it wasn't him the whole time.
This kind of reminds me.
We're going to come to our own conclusion on this damn thing.
This kind of reminds me of Fight Club when Ed Norton was fighting Brad Pitt, but was actually fighting himself. He was punching his own face. So Brocarde is shoving her own ice cream in the face.
I think Mike Joel wants me to write this down. Anyway, keep going.
Eduardo is the new boo. Where is it? The whole trip seemed to get worse and worse. Eduardo thought he was being passionate and romantic by wrestling me to the ground to frolic in the sand, but I was trying to share my ice cream with him, and it went everywhere, all over my face, in my hair, and then, of course, the sand stuck to it, so I looked like I had a fight with a giant seagull.
So basically, she was having a seizure.
Basically, yes.
Okay.
We should have been on an amazing honeymoon, but from that point, it was just ruined. Eduardo has always been unpredictable, so it's typical that he would ruin our honeymoon. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moron that we're talking about here.
Okay, hang on one second. Let me get you on camera again. Now, oh boy, it's like the Invisible Man. Oh, this is Bubarda or whatever.
That's Brocarde.
Brocarde, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, she looks like she'd like to anything for a few downloads.
Yeah, I'm sure it's on TikTok somewhere.
Or Instagram or
one of them. Oh, Instagram. I just see that picture that I just held up was at Brocarde/Instagram.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we get 400, 500, 700 views. This idiot is an influencer and probably has sponsors. Not a bar that's supposed to send us more hats and shirts. It's in the mail. Molson's fucked up.
Just like my Blue Mountain Pottery, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It says a lot about Canadians. I apologize.
I'm telling you. Yeah. Fucking Canadians.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, especially in this cold weather, the next story, it wasn't cold there by any means, but you may have the urge to do something, and you might have to find the appropriate place.
Yeah, I have to pull it up. Give me a second here. So, usually we get stories from, like we just did the New York Post or the Daily Mail, things like that. This comes all the way from Ghana.
Oh, welcome, Ghana. Thank you for contributing to the show.
This comes from Ghana Web. Headline reads, while commissioning a road in front of the nation, South Sudan's president urinates on himself live on television.
In other words, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who aren't familiar with that term, he peed his pants.
He did pee his pants.
How embarrassing. I think I did that in kindergarten once.
It's old Patty Piss Pants.
Yeah.
President Salva Kiir of South Sudan accidentally wet himself yesterday during the singing of the national anthem during the opening of a new road. President Salva Kiir Mayardit of South Sudan, in office since the country's independence on July 9th of 2011, has become a viral sensation for all the wrong reasons. As the embarrassing incident had already been shown live on television, there was unfortunately nothing that could be done to undo it. Now 71 years old, Salva Kiir Mayardit is likely suffering from a urinary tract infection, which is common among males in his group.
Or like any other political event, I don't know if you've been to them or watched them on TV, they make you wait so damn long to get the thing started. They probably should have taken them to a porta potty or whatever they have there.
I've had a urinary tract infection, and usually you drink cranberry juice and that clears it up. I don't know if you've ever had a urinary tract infection.
Not that I know of. Did you pee your pants?
No, it doesn't make you pee your pants. It just burns when you pee.
Oh, that's even worse.
That is even worse. But again, if you drink cranberry
juice, it wasn't chlamydia.
I'm positive because I drank cranberry juice and it went away.
Maybe it was a naturopath that cured you.
Well, look it up. If you drink cranberry, the way to treat a urinary tract infection is to drink cranberry juice.
So are you saying that perhaps Al Capone's life could have been saved if he would have drank cranberry juice?
It's very possible. He could be sitting somewhere betting on the horses in a rocking chair with glasses the size of Montana if he had drank cranberry juice.
Right. Instead of, they called it syphilis, but it could have been a urinary infection. And simple cranberry juice instead of the Jell-O would have cured him.
Correct.
All right.
The rapidly spreading video has been met with a range of responses from around the world, with many social media users expressing divergent views.
Do I need to cue this?
No.
No,
No.
just social media. Okay, I'm saying.
There are those who believe the cameraman did the wrong thing by embarrassing their president, but others who believe they did the right thing by showing that he isn't physically capable of being president.
So
where does that
rock
sound
on
familiar?
both
Wait a
sides.
second. He isn't physically capable of being president. Why do I feel that that's so familiar to me? Isn't capable of being president is old and senile. What country has that?
It always comes full circle. Look, it's maybe like a paparazzi move or something like that, but you can't blame the cameraman. I mean, who really wants to see a street being inducted? But watching a world leader pee his pants, that's going to get you a paycheck.
That's something special right there.
Yeah, so I got to support that fully. Are we done with that one?
Yep, that was it.
Just quick and easy.
Quick and easy.
This is pretty cool. I forgot about this one. Kind of keeping on the bathroom antics. This comes from where? Spain?
Spain, yes.
Yeah, okay.
And now we're moving into Christmas, ladies and gentlemen.
Where I really think Eduardo probably would have been from, not from Wales.
Well, he was in Wales. I don't know where he's from, but he was in Wales. This next story comes again from the New York Post. Headline reads, Spanish prisoners craft Christmas pooper figures of world leaders.
Wait, don't leave, folks. Don't leave. The original purpose of this is so much better.
Inmates at a prison of North Barcelona have produced thousands of clay figurines of world leaders and celebrities with their pants down and defecating, in keeping with a tradition from the northeastern Catalonia region of Spain.
This is wonderful. I want this more than I want a nutcracker, Big B.
Originally, the Kaganer pooper figures were shepherds hidden among nativity scenes to be spotted by family and friends, but the tradition has expanded to include famous figures in the headlines of the past year. Now, so a nativity scene, everybody knows what a nativity scene is. It's baby Jesus with Mary and Joseph, and there's the three wise men.
Melissa has a goat, and she's got the whole. It's like the shepherds, everything. It's she's got everything. The farm animals.
Right. Yeah. There's farm animals around. It's with the manger. Right. It's a whole thing. But in Spain, they put people shitting in the bushes, and you got to find them. It's like an Easter egg hunt for shit.
Yeah, hide it in the bonsai. This elf in a shelf is fucking bullshit compared to this. Okay, the shitting shepherd is gold, and we gotta fucking bring this back. I know we come up with a lot of ideas, but we'll get on. Somehow we'll become influencers or whatever we got to do on Amazon. The elf in the shelf is so 2014. We need the North American version of the shitting shepherd. And we should have mix it in with the advent calendar where you leave maybe like a little Hershey's Kiss with it. And the kids got to find the shitting shepherd doing something hidden amongst the house plants and the various other things, maybe on a dinner plate, with a Hershey's Kiss. Instead of that would be the defecation.
I like it, with a Hershey's Kiss. Stu says he's been there. Stu, you've been there. Did you buy a shitting shepherd?
The guy fucking retires on us with so much gold.
I know, right?
Still in that mind. This is when we need Choo Choo Stew. I know you feel you don't have it in you, but you're letting the people down.
We definitely need a story, but he's.
We can't. We're left with it.
Yeah. The Pewless.
Imagine doing that with James. you're already exposing him to a guy committing suicide off a building, so it can't be any worse than that.
He's not committing suicide. He was thrown out a window.
Well, he's still going to die by the time we get to Christmas. So it's like the Antichrist of the whole story. At least the shitting shepherd somehow goes into the birth of Jesus, and it is a positive thing for Christmas. Yes, he should have pooped in the bathroom, young children. We realize that, but they're shepherds and they didn't have toilets in those days. So let's have a little compassion and let's find the fucking shitting shepherd instead of the guy falling off the Empire State Building and breaking his fucking skull when the clock strikes 12 on December 24th.
It's Nakatomi Plaza.
Whatever it is. It looked like the Empire State Building to me. I've
But
never
that's- yeah,
seen either of them.
It's Nakatomi Plaza.
Does that look like the Empire State Building to anybody else? I'm pretty sure King Kong was on top of that at some point. Anyway, it's not what we're talking about. The shitting shepherd.
Shepherd.
Anyway, kudos to these prisoners, though, because, instead of making license plates, which no one will ever know for, look at there's thousands of them there.
There are.
Let's get a close up again here. The intricacy of the buttocks. I'm assuming the third guy here is the what's his name from the Ukraine?
Zelensky. And the one right next to him
dressed like a fucking bum in front of the Senate the other night, by the way.
Oh yeah, he's fucking just sitting there demanding the U.S. give him money.
I know. I was ready for him to hop on a skateboard on his way out.
That's fucking ridiculous. But that's Putin sitting next to him too. So, breaking news. Hold on.
Oh, hang on. We need a sound effect. This got us all by after he refused every single.
Choo Choo Stew says, I'll join you next week for New Year's Eve show.
So it'd be kind of like this. Hi, mate. Don't take the mic. I'll surely be there at the cabin on your New Year's Eve show. Just don't tell people that I've changed my Instagram identity.
Has he changed his Instagram identity?
No, he's just like, don't. He's a great guy. He's a little bit of a sybil sometimes, but he's a good guy. And now I'm excited, and I'm feeling even more in the spirit.
Back to the story.
Maybe he can tell us about the shepherd shitters next week.
I want to know if he
reserve like a small portion of the show.
I want to know if he bought one.
Yeah, well, the Choo Choo Stew Epicenter it could be.
That is very true.
Special guest Epicenter.
Ooh. The Puig-les-Basis prison.
Oh God, this still has more.
This still has more. Taught inmates how to make the statuettes in collaboration with a private family business, Kaganer.com, which this year added Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky and British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak to its collection of more than 600 models.
Is that the prime minister that lasted like 2 days?
I don't know.
Well, because there was one over there, again, Stu, we need you. There was a prime minister there that was elected and resigned before they even made a policy. It was a girl, though.
So other models include Vladimir Putin, the late Queen Elizabeth, and her son and successor, King Charles. That's it.
I would love to have a Queen Elizabeth, King Charles combination. Come on, can we order these? Like, are these like shipped or?
You can go to Kaganer.com.
All right, send that to me in a private message. You know my memory.
Yes.
I still can't remember the woman that he hollered to, and I know it very well. Anyway, done?
Yep, that's it.
That's fantastic. And the reason I chose this story, because like I'll send them over to Big B, is that shepherd part. I thought that was so cool. And Stu said he did not buy one. All right, this is still on the Christmas theme. We're sticking to it here. This was an interesting one from an official doctor.
And so this is a PSA for Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. Public service announcement. This coming from the New York Post. Doctor warns against this surprisingly stupid XXXmas trend. Don't masturbate with ornaments.
You know, and the funny thing is, I know, like Mike Jolitz was surprised that Pornhub had sound. I'm going to look at the Christmas tree in a whole different way now. Ooh, that one has a hole, and it appears to have fur around it.
Ooh, give me some of those glass balls to rub all over my nuts.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll break.
Wow, those are big anal beads.
Oh, yes. Oh, look at those lights. Wrap them around my nutsack and choke me with them.
and cut a wire and accidentally shock myself. And then I too can be a shitting shepherd.
Can you cut one of those branches off and shove it up my ass?
How does a fern feel up your butt?
Here's one way to ensure you have a happy and healthy XXXmas. A United Kingdom doctor is raising eyebrows across social media by warning people of the dangers of masturbating with ornaments come Christmas time, which apparently is an actual trend.
You see, you guys can make fun of us. Each and every one of you that are in the chat or listening on podcast or one of the affiliates, you can say, these guys are nuts. Where do they come up with this stuff? I would have never in a million years thought that this was a fad. It's like this empowers me to go up and open a bar where you can get enemas. Like anything goes in today's world.
It's I mean, really, as you're hanging fucking cookies that your grandmother made in 1955 as ornaments, are you getting sexually aroused?
Yeah. Oh, I love these strands of popcorn. They're no good for eating. They would be very, very rough against my balls.
Oh, look at the tinsel. Maybe I can put it up my dick hole and see how it feels.
It's better than cranberry juice.
You got it, tinsel dick. It's not advisable to masturbate with Christmas ornaments, Dr. Sarah Welsh, a gynecologist, told Need to Know Online. She was listing the dildos, and don'ts, of the scandalous Yuletide tradition, which sees people hospitalized after getting frisky with everything from glass baubles to candy canes.
Could you? Why are you here, ma'am? I've got a candy cane in my woohoo. I didn't know that when I got it wet from the warmth, it was going to get sticky. I should have fared better with crazy glue.
Now, wouldn't it melt?
Just grab a fucking butter knife or something. What do you need a fucking candy cane for? Number one, it's got a hook. You're going to give yourself an abortion.
I can see a death metal band now. Oh, I got a cool name. Candy Cane Abortion. It's going to be wonderful.
See, I'm inspiring people all over.
You're an influencer.
Just when you think I'm washed up, ladies and gentlemen, I rise like the phoenix.
There you go. Indeed, trying to make Christmas come early with ornaments is apparently hazardous to one's health. Christmas ornaments can have sharp aspects or pieces that can break during masturbation, which can cause soreness, the risk of trauma, and are just generally unsuitable for your vagina.
Could you imagine if the woman did a Kegel with one of those like China ornaments, like those blue ones, you know,
and it breaks inside
it
there?
Would be, oh, geez. That would be like a suicide bomber.
In other words, leave your elf on a shelf.
I loved how you pulled the Frank Sinatra there.
Even Christmas confections pose a threat due to hygiene issues, concern about pieces breaking off, or the sugar content of items such as candy canes.
Or how about they get sticky?
My question still stands. If you shove a Cannibal Corpse Facebook user says, yes, that's the next album from Cannibal Corpse, Candy Cane Abortion.
Oh, welcome. Welcome, Facebook user. One of our probably we should have had the fan of the year.
And Facebook user would have won.
I'm quite sure Facebook user would have run away with it.
So my question still stands. You have a candy cane. You have a moist area that it's going into.
Yes.
Would it not eventually melt?
Well, maybe not melt, but it would get terribly sticky.
Well, it would get sticky for sure.
All right. This is wonderful. Yeah, I should have been a doctor. If I'd known, I would have found shit like this in my day. I was more worried about, amputating a limb or something. But, how interesting. You seem to get a candy cane stuck in your vagina. Let me take a closer look. When I pull this out, it might hurt a little bit. Kind of like ripping the Band-Aid off when you were a kid.
Kind of like ripping the Band-Aid off. Nothing like ripping the Band-Aid off and pulling a candy cane out of your ass.
Cane. Because by the time you get to the hospital, you probably calm down a little bit. You're not wet, right? So that all that sticky glue, now it's really stuck in there. And there's a chance it's going to snap. And then if it snaps, the next guy that pokes you is really going to have something uncomfortable happen to his pee-pee.
So you're saying basically it becomes like concrete in there.
Yes.
So she's got concrete cunt and fucking it's got to be broken.
Okay, so when look, I don't want to sound dirty. We're trying to keep this Christmas and happy and ho-ho, but she's a hoe. Anyway, she's hot, she's warm, she's wet. It's starting to deteriorate the candy cane a little bit. Now she freaks out and calls an Uber. Okay. She's probably calming down a little bit. Okay. I'm sure she's not quite as horny as she was at the beginning. She's maybe panicking a little bit. So she starts to dry out a little bit. And so does the candy cane, except for one thing. It's extremely sticky. I don't imagine it's going to pull out like opening a pop can.
Right.
It's going to sting a little bit.
I have a question.
And I would imagine peppermint burns. I'm no expert, but anyway, go ahead. What's your question?
So if you're doing this, if you're a woman and you're using a candy cane.
Pleasuring yourself
with a candy cane.
Yeah.
Assuming the wrapper is off.
Good point. That would be like wearing a condom. That would be the safer way to do intercourse with a candy cane.
There you go. Now, my question
that either.
My question is, how does it go all the way up? Is it like, like a pneumatic tube? As soon as you put it in, it gets sucked into your fucking uterus? How does this happen?
Look, do me a favor. Watch Pornhub with the sound on, and you'll get the idea.
Okay, got it. That's the key to everything. Watch Pornhub with the sound on.
Well, we now have a woman in the room. There's no candy canes on my tree, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry.
Is she hoarding the candy canes
no
somewhere?
Candy canes on my tree this year. I just thought of it. There's always candy canes on my tree.
Where are they? You might want to find out.
The fuck are my candy canes?
Anything with sugar in it, such as
rewrap it. I'll tell you that.
Anything. Ew. Anything with sugar in it, such as Christmas confectionery, should also stay well away from the vagina, as it disrupts the delicate ecosystem of the vagina microbiome. And can
ecosystem. There's another term I've never heard before. It's like it's like putting it in a planetarium, and then it's just got to have the proper humidity. and oh, this story's killing me more than I thought it would.
If you do use confectionery, it can predispose you to vaginal thrush infections.
Thrush. I've heard that term before. Some babies get, is it?
Maybe.
I don't know. Someone help us. Lots of people in chat tonight. Somebody help me out here. We need a fact checker.
refraining from pleasuring oneself, these so-called Sexmas toys might seem like a no-brainer. However, this unfortunate phenomenon is more common than one would think, with one case study from 2013 mentioning people inserting glass baubles and even turkey basters in themselves. Meanwhile, a social media
Could you
post.
imagine if you grabbed the bulb and squeezed it at the wrong time? I'm sorry, but I based the turkey. There's a lot of suction there.
Oh.
You might lose an intestine.
Suddenly, all the eggs from your ovary is just sitting in the fucking tube.
Exactly. Get this in the freezer now. Another
Meanwhile,
generation depends on you.
Meanwhile, a social media post in a paramedic Facebook group described instances of holiday hornballs improvising with a candy cane and a tree decoration, along with photos showing the graphic x-rays from each.
I am going to join a paramedic Facebook page now. That is my, what do you call, New Year's resolution.
Your New Year's resolution. These x-rays show a candy cane and a Christmas tree ball ornament stuck in rectums, for the holidays.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's a different version of pin the tail on the donkey. Grab the candy cane. If you feel it, pull it hard.
Stick the Christmas ornament in the uterus.
Yeah. It's Plinko.
But then you got to play Jenga to get it out.
Are we done with this?
We are done.
Okay. You learn something new every day, ladies and gentlemen. This is a perfect time for me to catch my breath. And before we go into Florida, and don't leave, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to believe what we got to at least get to that one story. I think we'll have time for a couple more. But you know the one I'm talking about. But there's a few that are Christmassy.
I think the one we're talking about is the last one.
I know, but we got to shove that in.
No, I understand, but that's the one you're talking about. Yes, the very last one.
No pun intended.
Yes.
We gotta shove that in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, another one that's been a big favorite on the show. We don't know if you're on Twitter, but if you're not, you should be. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Mike Jolett's Twitter Shits.
Now, it's time for another edition of Twitter Shits with Mike Jolitz.
Mike Jolett's Twitter Shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolett's Twitter Shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolett's Twitter Shit. You write the tweets and he reads the fucking shit. All right. All right.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Twitter Shits. I am Mike Jolitz. It is now time to go through Twitter, find a good story, and make fun of it. All right, here's the backstory. So a film critic ridiculed after they accused Avatar 2 of cultural appropriation. Blue aliens. A lot of them running around. Tim Fast One replied with the meme of Ben Affleck in Jay and Silent Bob, where he says, "Please remember, these are fictional characters."
And then?
Carrie Wright, the Dreamweaver, tweeted, "It's a fantasy movie. I'm so sick of these people."
And then?
Edgar Bennett tweeted, "It looks weird to me. I think I'll skip it." Yeah, me too.
And then?
Mary Bell tweeted, "The movie was incredible. Loved it. Said no one ever."
And then?
Larry Schwantz tweeted out, "And the pure stupidity keeps rolling on. It'll never end."
And then?
Magnum Warren Albert tweeted, "Smurfatar, The Way of Wetness." Now I would go see that movie.
And then?
Ricky Two Dads tweeted out, "Dances with Smurfs too."
And then?
Craig Miller tweeted out, "Can they be blamed for the scarcity of blue actors?" Right?
And then?
Paul Minion tweeted out, "It was about 2 hours too long." Yeah, apparently they also said the word Jesus in the movie. Ooh.
And then?
Benson the Butler tweeted, "That's it. I'm not ever coming out of my basement."
And then?
Tony Belize tweeted, "Typical lib, doesn't realize the fact it's fiction. Her whole world is fiction."
And then?
And finally, in the Twitter shit, Calvin Owens tweeted, "Film critic should be in quotes." No, and then. Alrighty, guys, that does it for the Twitter shit. Hope you enjoyed it. I will be back next week with another episode. And you know what? Next week is almost going to be 2023. Can't believe it. Alrighty, guys, that does it for Twitter shit. Now back to your regularly scheduled program. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.
Mike Joe, it's Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Joe, it's Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Joe, it's Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads the fucking shit. All right.
Unfortunately, Mike Jolett's Twitter shits did not make it to the 2022 award show. So I do nominate right now that it should be considered being carried forward if there ever is another award show. Love it. Some people love Avatar, some people don't. I am, again, after getting whitewashed over not knowing what a nutcracker was last week. I will tell you that nothing was on TV. The Sunday Night Football game was terrible, and I watched the original Avatar a few weeks ago, which wasn't that bad.
I have not seen Avatar.
It was ahead of its time. It's kind of like Waterworld with Kevin Costner. And
I have not seen Waterworld either, and I heard that was utterly
God, you
terrible.
love Waterworld.
I heard it was terrible.
No, they tell you it's terrible, but it's excellent. I think you'd like it.
I don't know about all
I think
that.
you'd like it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got to keep the show moving along. What's going to take punishment this week is we will have no tip of the week, but I'll try and bring it back next week, which there probably won't be any time, and it wasn't that good a tip anyway, so don't worry about it. But a segment that has long been a favorite here on the show, and again was left out of the awards for some reason, but that's okay. Florida people don't deserve shit. We give them far too much coverage.
Everyone from Florida is stupid.
Cave Crew Radio presents Florida in the news.
All right, I say what we do is we move along, and when we get time crunched, we got to get that last one in.
Yep, that's fine.
To keep people hanging by a string. But this is a kind of cool story.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start off Florida with a fun, happy Christmas story, and then we'll eventually get to our depraved.
It'll definitely turn into this. I call this fake Florida news because it's too nice.
It is too nice, but this is the holiday season.
Yeah.
So this is why we present this first Florida story coming from the AP, Associated Press News. Headline reads, "Deputy dressed as Grinch gives onions to speeding drivers." Several motorists who were speeding through an elementary school zone on the Florida Keys Overseas Highway received an odorous onion as a reminder to slow down from a county sheriff's deputy dressed as the Grinch.
I have a question already.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they have a school zone on a highway?
That probably is just the name of the street.
Oh, okay. We want you to slow down. We've installed speed bumps, but we're still going to call this glorious road with kids running everywhere a highway.
It's Florida.
In Florida. Exactly.
Colonel Lou Caputo, a 37-year veteran of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, who conjured up the concept more than 20 years ago, was back on the streets Tuesday. Drivers who travel about 5 miles per hour or less above the school zone speed limit can choose between traffic citations and an onion presented by the Grinch. Those speeding beyond that likely receive the costly ticket.
Sorry to interrupt.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way someone can make a note that Lieutenant Caputo could be part of the Weavers Are Back story? Another great character name. We got Eduardo the Ghost. We got Lieutenant Caputo. I don't know who's playing what. We got to get with Mike Jolitz and get the rights to this freaking screenplay in the first place. But I like Lieutenant Caputo kind of caught my thing. This I think it's very strange that someone's giving the speeding drivers who might decapitate a child an onion.
I'm writing down the characters of the Weavers.
Which, by the way, while he's writing down the characters, because we got this new audio drama we're going to do, Fuck Cave Crew Radio and Pucks and Pints. We're going into the audio drama comedy business. Isby, I hope you bought onions for the stuffing. Anyway, if not, go to Florida and get a traffic ticket.
It's about education awareness. It's about education and awareness that our school zones are still operating, even though it's the holiday season. We want people to slow down. Caputo says he portrays the fictional character created by children's author Dr. Seuss to give motorists a gift, but also to call attention in a nice way to the need to obey speed limits in school zones.
Every time you see this onion, I want you to press the brakes.
It catches them off guard. But when I give them a clear choice of a citation or the onion, they will take the onion. And I've had them.
Can you imagine trying to hear that? I don't know about you, but my hearing's not that well anymore. Or, I'm Officer Sasusko, or Caputo, or whatever he called himself, in a fucking Halloween costume.
Well, I'm hoping.
Yeah, you're a cop, buddy. Yep. Look, I took a fishing and spam course at work about all this shit. I know I don't know $1.99 to have my package delivered, and I'm not taking that onion.
I don't think anybody is going to turn down the onion as opposed to a citation.
Well, I realize that, but would you really believe he's a cop?
Well, he said they said he's been doing it for 20 years, so I think everybody knows by now.
Oh, okay. Hey, yeah, who needs a fucking radar in their car? There's the fucking Grinch in the red suit. Slow down.
Right, slow down.
Unless you need an onion, because they were out of them at Target.
Now, when he gives the choice of a citation or an onion, he says they will always take the onion, but he's also had the drivers eat the onion right in front of him, which is nasty.
Well, we had that happen on our show once, if you remember.
We did in Choo Choo Mania 1, I believe.
One, the original.
That's it for that one.
That was a great one.
Like we said, we start off nice. It's the holiday season. It's a nice family story.
But in all reality, and I know you're right. You're always right. It's Florida. I've told you this before. I've been to Florida and I've looked for this shit, and you just can't find it. But like, okay, I'm gonna pedal to the metal. I'm cruising along. Oh shit! There's that fucking Grinch that has been here at the same time of year for the last 20 years. I need an onion. I'm gonna keep going.
What happens if, let's just say, like you just brought up, your wife needed to get onions for the stuffing? What better way to get a free onion if you're short onions to go there, drive 5 miles an hour over the speed limit, get caught, get the onion, go home and make your stuffing?
Very valid point, because the ticket's probably what, $50? Have you seen the price of produce lately?
Everything's going up.
I'll take the onion. You're right. I agree. Is this the one we want to do, or do I skip one? Or
yep.
Okay.
This is the next one. Oh.
These are two beautiful things.
Hold on, I froze.
That's okay. So back to Florida, ladies and gentlemen. These two people, I'm sure you'd offer them to come in and have a tea with you or join your table if the restaurant was busy. Two very interesting Florida people. I just bought you a whole bunch of time.
Yeah, we're gonna have to skip it.
It's the award show. You don't want to miss it if you haven't voted. Voting closes end of day, December 26th, and then we're going with the results. So you can't complain at that point. It's almost like a political race. If you don't vote, you don't have a right to complain. That's what my dad always told me. Rest his soul.
We're gonna have to skip that one. Anytime I try to get on that site, it freezes.
Yeah, it's not that good a story. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we gave you something to have nightmares, and we definitely got to get to the last story. So the whole basis of that story was there's two freaks selling drugs, and it was like a traveling carnival. Anyway, this one's pretty good.
Which one is this? This isn't the last one, right?
No, this ain't the last one. This is looking at the naked woman in the
naked woman. Oh, there.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
I got it.
Oh, he's real. I love the drama of the pause as we'd stare into the eyes of this beady maid of Archie Bunker or whoever it would be. You ready?
Yep, I got it.
There we go.
So this next story comes from local.
I'm done bailing you out.
This next story comes from local10.com. Headline reads, naked woman high on drugs sets fire to a man's Northwest Miami-Dade apartment.
It's the perfect storm.
A 46-year-old woman faces arson and attempted murder charges after police said she set a man's Northwest Miami-Dade apartment on fire after he followed her to take after he allowed her to take a shower Sunday afternoon.
So you see a naked lady, you look like you need to be cleansed. Would you like to take a shower at my place?
Well, apparently this guy does that often.
Where's Lieutenant Caputo when you need him?
He's in the Grinch costume.
All right.
According to a Miami-Dade police report, the victim told police that he regularly allowed Maria Dawson, who lives on the streets of Miami, to take showers at his apartment.
Oh, so she's a bag lady.
She is.
Okay.
The apartment building is part of a low-income housing complex owned by Miami-Dade County. Around 1 p.m. Sunday, Dawson arrived to shower at the man's apartment. The victim told police that he noticed Dawson leaving the apartment, but didn't talk to her or follow her because he was busy cooking food.
Oh, he was making her a nice romantic dinner.
According to the report, after a few minutes, he began to smell smoke and ran to his bedroom to find heavy smoke coming from under the locked door.
Where there's smoke, there's
fire.
Excellent.
After forcing his way inside, the man told police he saw his closet ablaze with flames originating from a pile of clothes on the floor. Police wrote that he unsuccessfully tried putting out the fire with a garden hose.
Oh, all right. Wait a minute. You're in an apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you find a garden hose?
I couldn't tell you. It doesn't tell me.
Rapunzel. Pass me the garden hose.
How big is this fucking garden hose? And did he run all the way down the stairs because the garden hose would be outside? Did he run all the way down the stairs, turn on the spigot with the garden hose, carry the hose all the way up the stairs? It's got to be like a 900-foot hose.
Right. In those outside ones like you see in the movie.
Right.
Those outside stairs.
Right. Yeah. So he's got to wind his way up.
Yeah.
Why didn't he just use a cup from his sink and just throw it? I have a cup right here.
Yeah.
Pour water in it and fucking throw it on the fire. Why are you running downstairs to get a garden hose? As firefighters put out the fire, which caused significant damage to the unit, of course it did, because he was too busy going downstairs and getting a fucking hose, like it's the fucking flex hose.
Fire.
He's looking for fucking Flex Seal to fucking put out the fire.
And he better hope the hose has good pressure.
Oh my God. Miami-Dade police officers received a report of a naked woman in the area.
So she didn't even put on clothes before she left.
No, she just left naked. They then found Dawson and took her into custody, noting that she had an altered state of mind due to heavy drug use, and claimed she had not slept for how many days?
14.
17 days.
Oh, I was close.
Police arrested Dawson and took her to Jackson Memorial Hospital for a wrist injury. They took her to the hospital for a wrist injury. She's naked. She's high on fucking crack. She hasn't slept in supposedly 17 days. They took her for a wrist injury.
I'm going to say she was Ayafaka.
She had a little scratch on her wrist, and they took her to the hospital.
She might have tripped.
Tripped running out of the blaze she set aflame while fucking what's his nuts runs down the stairs for his garden hose.
Yeah.
He's taking it. He fucking Mabel is watering the tomatoes. He fucking slaps the hose out of her hand and runs up to his apartment with
So
it.
remember that cartoon we were playing for a while, John Dilber or whatever?
Oh yeah. With the big dildo, the big
Yeah.
dildo.
The children's show from Denmark about
Yes.
the cock. Yeah, exactly. He's running around with a hose and she's running down the street naked. A perfect scene for a show. What was
Maybe they're both involved in the Weavers.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. What's her name and what's his name? Like, keep notes. I mean, we can always eliminate people, or they can only appear and disappear. You know, we could have them run into the Weavers and hook up a hose and run out, and then that's the end of it.
Her name is Maria Dawson.
Right, okay, good. That's a good name to go with a Weaver. Maria Dawson. Good to know she has a full name living on the street naked. And this is the first time she's been fucking arrested.
There is no name for the guy.
Okay. I wouldn't give my name either. If, I'd be afraid my wife would find out. All right, we got to skip the next one. It wasn't that good. Let's go to
We're going to the last one.
The main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for sticking around. For those of you that missed, like, probably the first quarter of the show, probably have no idea what we're talking about, the Weavers, but it's like our version of Yellowstone. We'll tell you that much. It comes from Mike Jolitz. We got to get together. We got to get out the checkbook. We got to get the rights to the Weavers, and stay tuned. There's more about the Weavers to come. But this, ladies and gentlemen, if this doesn't make you feel good, Big B's got the in-laws coming on Christmas Eve, and he's limiting the amount of portions they're going to get, hoping they don't return next year. There's always an annoying family member at your dinner, unless you're like me and isolate yourself from others and get the visiting out of the way before Christmas or after Christmas. But this is just wonderful.
So we started with a feel-good story for Christmas. We're going to end with a typical Florida story about Christmas. This final story of the night comes from the New York Post. Headline reads, Florida man throws Christmas tree at wife after being asked to help with dinner.
I love it.
A Florida man
My wife would laugh and have a sense of humor if I did that.
No,
I don't either. But anyway, I thought I'd ask.
A Florida man allegedly threw a Christmas tree at his wife during an argument that was sparked when she asked him to help make dinner. Richard Atchison lost his temper in the couple's Fruitland Park home Monday evening after his wife asked for help and put a spoon in the sink, accidentally splashing him with water.
Uh-oh.
Atchison packed his things and went outside to his vehicle before returning home because he had been drinking and told his wife to leave instead.
They might give me an onion.
He told his wife to leave instead. When the wife tried to go, deputies say Atchison shoved her, picked up a Christmas tree that was in the corner of the room, and threw it at her, striking her. He then allegedly blocked the front door to prevent her from leaving.
I don't want you to leave now. I've got it all out of my system. And by the way, I didn't want to make dinner in the first place, and I want to eat before you leave.
Atchison was booked on domestic battery charges and taken to the Lake County Jail without incident. Now, he went to the corner of the room to get the Christmas tree. If he had a half Christmas
stick
tree,
up for him, aren't you? You're going to say the wrong.
Absolutely not.
Okay, all right.
If he had a half Christmas tree like Stu, would it have caused less damage because it's half a Christmas tree?
I'm trying to envision this. And then did she use all the dangerous parts of the tree for masturbating, like you reported earlier in the show?
That it could all tie in, where he was tired of his candy canes going missing off the tree, and the spoon splash was the final straw, and he took the tree and threw it at her. Now, my question is, did he go to the tree and take it from the bottom? Now, if it's a real tree, was there water in it so he splashed
I
it
don't
off
see
again?
it taking it from the bottom. I don't see it. This isn't ECW or anything like that.
So he
I
didn't take it from the bottom and baseball
wrapping his
swing it.
arms around the tree and kind of running at her.
So he grabbed it from the middle.
Yeah.
So even if there's water in the tree, he got splashed again, but he didn't realize it because he's in a rage. He's in a Christmas rage.
He's like Gizmo from that fucking horror movie, right? Like, so
Gremlins.
Now he's got even more water on him. Look at his face.
Right.
He's turned into one of those, what do you call gremlins?
The gremlin.
Yeah. Don't
So
feed him
he's-
after midnight. You splashed him with a spoon. That sent him right off the rail. He was considering at least setting the table. He wasn't going to help with dinner, but he would have set the table. And then the water splashed on him. Then he went out and he probably drank more water. We don't know what he was drinking. Comes back in and grabs the damn tree and gets splashed with more water. And it's like a David Banner Hulk situation.
He turns into something you don't want to mess with.
Why can't I have neighbors like this? It would be so much fun.
His wife played the fuck around and find out game.
Yeah.
That's what his wife did.
You want to mess with me? See that pretty Christmas tree you're so proud of that you just spent 8 hours on?
So you think he just...
Does he have a name? Could he fit into our show?
His name is Richard Atchison.
There we go.
So
you better be taking notes at home, ladies and gentlemen. Did you know you can order a Cave Crew Radio notebook right on the Cave Crew Radio website at cavecrewradio.com? And you too, like Big B, can keep track of all this stuff. He is now on his second book. The first one was damaged by flood, but has been recovered. We currently have archaeologists working on all the notes from those past shows. Do you know the like our minds can't remember all this shit.
Yeah, we have to have like I frequently reference the past notes in the book because we're bringing up stuff and I don't remember.
Or the nominations, like I said, I need this for the nomination. Hang on, I got to go to the book. He doesn't go on a hard drive. He doesn't pull it up on his smartwatch. He goes to the book, ladies and gentlemen. All right. It is that time. And by the way, before and if you got a name for the show, if you've put it in there already, I've written it down. I will write it. I did not write. Did I write down Cannibal Corpse? Because that was another one.
That's a band.
Our good friend, Facebook user. Anyway, in case you missed it, there are several reasons to attend next week's New Year's Eve show on Friday, December 30th. It is the first ever annual, as chosen by the people, Cave Crew Radio Awards. So you've chosen the winners. We will celebrate. We will have audio clips. We will provide the memories for you. We also have 2 special announcements that will happen during that show. Not 1, but 2 special announcements for the end of the year. And ladies and gentlemen, it has been confirmed, although he's ghosted us before, that the one and only Choo Choo Stew will be with us next week. So if you're like us and so many others, Choo Choo Stew will be joining us. And that's a big event in itself.
We'll see if it happens.
I mean, he's the only one that we've had a show watching him sleep, and it's been freaking amazing.
We watched him sleep. We had an empty chair with him. The stew cam is legendary.
It is. It's awesome. All right, I'm going to go first because I write down stuff as we go. I don't know if I really have a title, but I write down Mike Jolitz. I write down what the people said. So it's Facebook user, Cannibal Corpse.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Jolitz. The Weavers are back.
I like that.
Mike Jolitz again. Goblin mode. I don't know who said this, but you. Other little branch things. Back to Mike Jolitz again. Pornhub videos have sound. Who would have known? Not that anybody watches them. Back from the last story. I have a cup right here. Love these. I also liked Patty Piss Pants.
Patty Piss Pants.
Yeah. And talking about Avatar in the Twitter chats, I had to write this down. Smurf Futter, The Way of the Wetness.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a good too. Caught my attention. I'm going to say tonight you have 4.
5.
Haven't gotten it right in a while.
You're close.
All right. Number 1.
Number 1, too long for a show name, but definitely is going to be a show note. I got a candy cane in my woohoo.
All right. Number 2.
Next one I have, I don't think can be a show name or a show note because it's vulgar, but I just like it. The Shitting Shepherd.
But that's so good.
It is good, but I don't think we can use it.
Can't we use it as a show note?
I don't know. You tell me.
There's a nomination for a show name that has cunt in it.
Yes, but we used the asterisk.
Oh, okay.
That was the show name. I remember we debated that whether or not we could use it, and we decided to put an asterisk in the name.
Can we not say like the pooping or the defecating shepherd?
But the Shitting Shepherd. It's kind of
it rings, I guess.
I still like, and it may be too long. I don't know. I still like Penis Pincher Pleasure Toy.
Then we're talking about the Nutcrackers.
Yes, the Nutcracker Penis Pincher Pleasure Toy.
It's not that long. But definitely clean enough for a show now.
Okay. Of course, we have to have Christmas Eve.
Oh, yes. How come we can forget about that?
Christmas Eve.
It's a new trend. And
finally, the last one I have, you also have, but I shortened it because I like the condensed version. I just have The Way of Wetness.
I like it.
That was the Smurf one. I just took all the Smurf stuff out. The Way of Wetness.
Yeah, I think that, you know what? It's not just the Smurf one. Because at some point, even that candy cane.
That candy cane
before it got sticky was The Way of Wetness.
Right.
I like that. All right. Penis Pincher Pleasure Toy.
That's my favorite.
If you don't have a Nutcracker, go and get one. Do you have it handy before we go? Just for people that weren't here at the beginning. So apparently this thing is for cracking nuts. And I just wondered.
Little lever.
Yeah.
Controls the
I
mouth.
just wonder, open it up again.
Put the nut there.
I could see the alternate lifestyle guys. It's kind of like their version of Russian roulette or something, right?
Penis roulette.
Yeah. There you go. A new game instead of playing Monopoly or Uno. All right, boys and girls, we got to go. It's been a great show. Thank you for everyone that joined us and taking time out of your Christmas holidays. Have a Merry Christmas, a Happy Festivus, if that's what you celebrate, or, of course, a Happy Hanukkah. But stay safe. Lots of bad weather everywhere around the planet. And we will definitely we'll see you next week for our year-end year-end awards and choo-choo stew and all that good stuff.
Later.
Say goodbye.
Later.
I want you to pack up and get out.
Get the hell out of here!
Go. Just go. Get out. Get the hell out!
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
From this day forward, it's going to be only America first.